How scary good was Michael Jordan? Truth is, no amount of words can fully capture the legend that is Michael Jordan. This is a situation where we don't get to say he was one of the best. No, Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. Period. He redefined basketball for the world and showed us what it means to be an athlete. For people that grew up watching MJ attain godlike heights in his career, there has not been any athlete from the NBA or otherwise that matches his prowess. Let's take a few steps back in time to when young Mike was still a high school student. Jordan attended Emsley A. Laney High School in Wilmington, North Carolina in 1977. He started what would become a legendary career in the school, playing baseball, football, and basketball. Part of MJ's life story includes a bit where he was cut from the school's basketball team, and that pushed him to become better than everyone else. That account is both incorrect and correct. MJ tried for the school's varsity team as a sophomore, but ended up on the junior varsity team instead. It wasn't exactly a case of him not being good enough. The team desperately needed tall players, and MJ's 5'11" didn't make the mark. Still, MJ felt slighted by that. He felt maybe if he were good enough, they would have picked him regardless of their height needs. So he pushed and pushed himself, got 4 inches taller by the following summer, trained like crazy, and became better, faster, and sleeker than the rest of them. Entering college, he was ranked number 4 on reporter Ken Mink's top 100 rankings of best high school players in the country. He also won himself a sports scholarship to attend the University of North Carolina, where he studied cultural geography. Entering college, MJ was not the Michael Jordan we all know yet, but he was heading there at lightning speed. He played 3 seasons with the North Carolina Tar Heels between 1981 to 1984. He clinched 1 championship in the 81-82 season as a freshman, thanks to a decisive jumper he pulled against Georgetown at the last minute. That was also the Tar Heels' legendary coach Dean Smith's first championship with the team, and it put MJ's name on everyone's lip. By his 3rd season, he was the team's top scorer, averaging 19.6 points per game. He finished his college career even better than high school, with dozens of awards and honors to show for it. He also won the Naismith and the Wooden College Player of the Year awards in 1984, and this caught the attention of the NBA. In January 1984, the Chicago Bulls drafted MJ. Michael Jordan left college 1 year before he was scheduled to graduate. As a rookie, he averaged 28.2 points per game on a 51.5% shooting. It immediately caught the attention of many, who would remain loyal to him throughout his career. That season, he appeared on the Sports Illustrated magazine cover titled "A Star is Born." A star has indeed been born, and that star was the Rookie of the Year, Michael Jordan. MJ's 2nd NBA season showed that he was no ordinary player. He broke his leg and missed 64 games. But you know what else he broke? Records. That season, he scored 63 points in Game 2 of the playoffs against the Celtics. For context, the Celtics had 5 Hall of Famers on their team. MJ was coming from a team with a 30-52 record, playing with a broken foot, and still almost beat the Celtics. MJ's performance that night was miraculous and remains as the most points ever scored in a playoffs by one player up until today. In MJ's 4th season, he averaged 35 points per game on 53.5% shooting and won his first league MVP award and was named Defensive Player of the Year, averaging 1.6 blocks per game, topped the league with 3.2 steals per game, and did not miss a single game. He was the first player to win both awards the same year, and this feat was only achieved by 2 other players, Hakeem Olajuwon and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Before becoming an NBA champion, MJ was repeatedly stopped by the bad boy Pistons. The Pistons created the Jordan rule to prevent him from scoring. His airness was beaten and bruised every time he met the Pistons, but he did not go down. Instead, he started to lift weights and gained 15 pounds of muscle during the summer of 1990 with the help of trainer Tim Grover. It was his time to shine as he swept the Pistons at the conference finals and beat the Showtime Lakers in the finals to lift his first ever NBA championship trophy in 1991. MJ went on to win his first three-peat with the Bulls from 1991 to 1993. Unfortunately, in July 1993, MJ's father was tragically murdered in a robbery while returning home from a funeral. By October of that year, MJ announced that he was retiring from the NBA to grieve properly, also saying he had lost interest in the game. He then surprised everyone by joining the Birmingham Barons for the 1994 MLB season. His baseball career is not nearly as glamorous as his basketball career, but he still packed 5 training sessions into each day and surprised everyone with his performance. He then made an announcement to the NBA with 2 words, "I'm back." He then went on to win his second three-peat between 1996 and 1998. One most unearthly fact was that Jordan never lost 3 in a row between 1990 and 1998, and there was never a Game 7 moment for him. Talk about being the god of basketball. He is befitting of this title. Within his second three-peat, MJ's flu game was one of the most memorable moments. He showed how dedicated to the sport he was. For his fans, it was also a rare reminder that the basketball god was really just a man after all. Shortly before Game 5 of the 1997 NBA Finals began, play-by-play announcer Marv Albert said that MJ was suffering from flu-like symptoms. MJ himself admitted to feeling almost dehydrated, like he couldn't breathe. Still, he came to the court and, with the help of his teammates, scored 38 points while handing out 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block. It later came out that he had been suffering from food poisoning from some pizza he ate right before the game rather than the flu. Anyone who has ever experienced food poisoning knows how uncomfortable and painful it can be. MJ not only showed up for the game, but also played exceptionally well. This showed a lot about the kind of athlete he was. MJ was an excellent two-way player, the likes of which we may never see again in the NBA. He scored 32,292 career points, making him the NBA player with the 5th largest number of points with significantly lower games and minutes played. For a guard, that is pretty impressive. And he did that in 15 seasons, with multiple breaks in between, averaging 30.1 points per game. He is also one of the biggest thieves in history, with 2,514 steals to his name. Although he wasn't particularly known for being a great passer, he handed out 5,633 assists in his career, along with 6,672 rebounds. Michael Jordan's effect on basketball will never be forgotten. He literally put the NBA onto the world map. His ability to hang in the air and slam the ball into the basket was nothing like the world had ever seen. He brought basketball to new heights, making it a well-loved sport in countless households worldwide. His game was beautiful, sleek, and unbelievably entertaining with his reverse layups, slam dunks, and fadeaway shots. Every child wanted to stick their tongue out like Mike, talk like Mike, chew gum like Mike, and just be like Mike. It was revolutionary. MJ played for the Bulls for 12 seasons. In those years, he was the face of the franchise. Michael Jordan became synonymous with the Chicago Bulls. Although he did return to basketball to play briefly for the Wizards, his career as we know it today was with the Bulls. He led the team to 6 NBA championships, picking dozens of personal awards along the way. Do you think anyone can top MJ as the greatest of all time? Let us know in the comments below.